So as we look here at triangular prisms, they're a little bit different. They're not to be confused with pyramids. Pyramids are different. They need a different formula than what we have. So with the triangular prisms, I like to think of those Toblerone chocolate bars. They're like the red and yellow packaged chocolates. Pretty good. Try it out once you get a chance. So with triangular prisms, we have our base here. And again, it's our base because we have two of these values. We have two triangles. Again, it may not be the one that is standing up on top of, but we have our triangles. So we have our triangular prism. So for our volume formula, we're still going to use area of the base times the height. So with our base of our triangle, the area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. Now it's important for us to realize here that our height of our triangle is not the slant height. It needs to be off of a 90-degree angle. So I'm going to label that with our H, and then going across the base of our triangle represents B. All right, so those would be our distances there. We can put some in. Let's pretend that we're using a Toblerone chocolate bar. So maybe using centimeters for our unit of measurement. So let's have the base be 4 centimeters. Our height can be 5 centimeters. And then we need our height to make it 3D. And again, this is where things get a little confusing because we're using height 2 times. So I use a lowercase h to represent the triangle, and then I use an uppercase h to represent the prism that's making it, give it that depth to it. So let's make that maybe, 8 centimeters. So again, our triangle, area of the base is 1/2 base times height. And so for this one here, we need our volume is 1/2 base times height times the whole height of our Toblerone chocolate bar for this example. So if we have volume, we can use 1/2 base, which we have is 4, and our height, which is 5. Then we need to multiply by 8 to give it the 3D effect. So that way it's a triangular prism. So 4 times 5 is 20. 20 times 1/2, or 20 divided by 2, is going to be 10. So 10 times 8, it gives us our volume here, which is 80 cubic centimeters. Okay, so we have our volume formula. We know how much chocolate we should be able to be putting into the packages. So another triangular prism that's pretty common is tents, right? So if we have our tent, we can see our setup here. We want to make sure that we get a volume that's big enough to make sure it fits a certain amount of people. So looking at our tent, we would have our height needs to be from the very top of our triangle all the way down to the base where it makes a 90-degree angle. So let's maybe call this 6 feet. That way somebody can be standing in the tent. Let's maybe make it the base can be 5. Let's make it 6 again. So we have 6 feet, and then we want to be able to sleep a lot of people, so we can make this one here. Let's use 12 feet. All right, so we got this giant tent. We want to figure out the volume to figure out how many people it should be able to sleep comfortably. So we have our area of the base, which our triangle is 1/2 base times height. And again, this 6 would be the small h because that's just dealing with the triangle. And this 6 feet here is our base of our. The 12 would represent the full height of our prism. So we want volume, 1/2 base times height, times the whole height of our prism. So we can substitute in these values. We have 6 times 6, and then we have times 12. 6 times 6 is 36. Then we need to divide that by 2, so we get 18. And then we need to multiply 18 times 12, which we get a total volume of 216 cubic feet. All right, so it's a lot about using the formula the right way and using that substitution. Let's take a look at some cylinder examples.